Welcome back to Ask Moms, the show where we talk parenting, community, and the beautiful chaos behind trying to raise good humans in a very busy world. As we remind everyone, we are not professionals, but we can certainly share our seasoned experience and remind you that
You're awesome.
If you feel you need professional support, though, please do not hesitate to reach out to a qualified medical expert. And today we're talking about something every family deserves: vacations. Specifically, affordable vacations for families with special needs children, physical or mental challenges, and single-parent households. Hey, good spin on that.
Right?
Right.
As we all know, traveling with kids can already feel overwhelming. So add in mobility issues, sensory challenges, medical needs, budgeting, being a single parent. So this can just feel way overwhelming, to say the least, and way easier just to say, no, not happening. Not because you don't want it to happen, but because it just seems impossible and way too hard.
Yeah. We used to think vacations were luxury items, remember?
Yes.
Back, oh, wow, we're going to have a
Oh,
vacation.
my gosh, yeah.
Like we can't afford Disney, so we just stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was totally a luxury item. Nowadays, social media makes it way worse, right? Because people are posting these fabulous, glitzy vacations with all these picture-perfect moments. And so it's, it's hard not to look and go, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. But good for them.
Yeah.
Everybody posting those trips, like I just said. With all this in mind, what's a vacation as a kid that you remember, Kim?
Going to Plattsburgh Beach in New York. I think the interesting part about those vacations, a lot of them were day vacations, if that qualifies as a vacation.
Absolutely.
But most of our family was there. That was a good opportunity for aunts and uncles and cousins and everyone to get together.
So nice.
So for me, vacations as a kid was either camping, day trips, things like that. And we had a ball, right? We didn't have to go on a plane.
Right. So you don't remember any ritzy, glitzy hotels or things?
No. But then later, in our business life, we had corporate trips that we would take or one or two vacations.
Yeah.
But again, like if we went to Italy, it was with family and friends, So, I think, they were great too, just to see different places. But I think the ones that really hit home to me are the ones when we were kids.
Yeah.
I guess the point of that is vacations can be anything: what you can afford, where you want to go, what your kids want to do, like what your kids like.
That's true.
Right?
It doesn't have to be expensive, is what we're saying. Yep. So kids do remember that connection more than the cost, is what I was trying to say there.
That's the good point.
Right?
Yep.
The staycations, right? My dad used to call them Porto Backyarda, and I thought that was just hilarious because, he was happiest just being able to stay home on his vacation. Aww. He didn't have to drive anywhere. Yeah. So for him, that was a vacation.
That was his vacation.
Yes.
Yep.
Staycations are super underrated. Backyard camping, or if it's a rainy day, tent camping in the living room. You could even go to a local hotel, have museum days, movie marathons. How fun is that?
Yes.
So be a tourist in your own city. We never get to see everything where we live, right?
How often do you hear that? People
so
that
often
live in their city and people will say, oh, where's a really good place to go? And it's like, well, I heard.
We just came back from a holiday. We went on this big hike, and it was amazing. When we went into the coffee shop after, and I asked the ladies there, I said, did you guys do this hike? And they said, oh, no, we've never done that. Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. So I bet you there's all these hidden gems where you live, too.
And I'm sure that's the same for everyone. Yeah, so that's a good point. Sometimes kids with sensory or mobility challenges actually do better with simple trips.
Less overstimulation, less rushing, less pressure.
Yeah. And for single parents especially, smaller trips are easier emotionally and financially.
So when we came back from this recent trip, there was this dad on the plane, and he had two children with him because they were sitting right behind me.
Okay.
The one little boy, he had autism. The little girl these kids were adorable. She had autism as well. So the dad had to go to the washroom and take the little girl. So a single dad, what does he do? So there was that challenge right there.
So I bet you stepped up.
I was going to, but the stewardess came over and offered. She was a doll. Think of these challenges, right, that people don't consider.
I know. And they're so stressful.
let's talk about some of the best low-cost vacation ideas. Probably the most budget-friendly option is staying home, of course. You don't have to leave.
Yeah.
But then second would be like road trips. And maybe this could be easier for kids with medical or sensory needs because you are controlling their environment.
Perfect. And you can stop anytime. You can bring those comfort items with you,
Yes.
medications, favorite foods, and you can avoid expensive airline baggage fees for medical equipment or strollers.
Oh, yeah, I never thought of that.
And just navigating through the airport with those poor kids.
And you know, we did one podcast where we were saying for your kids, when you're going on a trip, let your kids run back and forth putting things in the garbage. So I was paying attention to that. And I thought there is no way that would have happened because the airport was so busy.
Oh.
So,
No, because you can't take your eyes off the kids for a minute.
And the kids would have been darting in and out.
People.
Right, yeah. So
Yes,
it's,
so that, yeah.
it's more of a challenge, not as easy to...
Wow.
Here's another really good suggestion is pack a parent survival bag.
Okay.
Keep just one bag with your chargers, the medications, wipes, snacks, backup clothes, it happens, sensory items, headphones, water bottles, and a small first aid kit. So don't keep these essentials spread across the luggage. Keep them on one spot.
You know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, grocery stores are also vacation lifesavers.
yeah.
Right? So on arrival, wherever you are, if it's close at hand, buy snacks, breakfast foods, juice boxes, fruit, easy dinners. This prevents emergency expensive food stops, like paying $10 for, I don't know,
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah. Yes.
Hunger meltdowns, we all have those.
Mm-hmm.
And it also helps to prevent overspending, which is,
Super important.
yeah. And also another thing is bring less stuff than you think. Overpacking creates stress.
Oh, I'm so guilty of that.
And laundry is easier than hauling giant bags back, right? So you
Yes.
pack all kinds of clothes. You don't wear half of them, but they still have that funky traveling smell. So you come
Yes.
home and, yeah.
I know.
So, I don't know. That's just a thought. If you want to have those clothes choices, it's whatever you're comfortable. You're going on vacation. So that would include mix and match clothing, one pair of shoes. I don't know about that.
That's a tough one because there's many different reasons for different types of shoes, right?
Exactly. So runners and sandals if it's warm.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 pairs of runners and boots.
Yeah.
Because also runners can get wet if it's rainy,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the one pair of shoes thing. Travel size toiletries and save energy for parenting, not luggage. Like, they have the luggage and the handle pulls up and then you can put your carry-on over the loop and yeah.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of those people when I see them pulling along their stuff and I've got like things hanging off my arms and my shoulders are aching and pulling one and then one of the wheels is wonky.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
Oh, now they have like the 4 wheels and they just scoot along like nothing.
wow. Here's a few safety hacks for parents or caregivers. Take a photo each morning of your child, which shows the clothing they're wearing, the shoes they're wearing. So this is super helpful in crowded places.
Wow, good idea.
I know. Also, use matching bright colors. So it just makes spotting your kids so much easier if you wear something that stands out. So put them in like bright neon.
Yeah. So my nieces actually, they do that. And they have 2 kids, and they dress them in identical colors. So at a glance, they know the
see
same
them.
hat
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
same bright colors.
Yeah, ideally safety vests. I don't think our kids would wear those.
No.
Share your location. So send your itinerary location to family or a trusted friend,
Right.
especially during road trips. That's important.
Yeah. And I was thinking about if you're traveling with disabled or neurodivergent children, make sure you build in recovery time.
Smart.
Right. So avoid back-to-back stimulation.
Yes.
As a reminder, we do research these things. So some of it we don't put in because even if we researched and we don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about are things that we agree with, not necessarily like.
We're just your cheerleaders. We just wanted to help
we're
and try
sharing
to,
it.
yes, make
Yeah.
your life easier.
So we're not being bossy. That's not being bossy.
We're being cheerleaders.
Ask for accessibility help. Don't be shy.
Yes.
Many places offer accessibility passes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet spaces, wheelchair rentals, early entry, and companion discounts.
Excellent.
So don't be shy to ask for those.
Yeah, good
right?
point.
Bring familiar comfort items. For example, a favorite blanket, tablet, sensory toys. Again, safe snacks and headphones. These can help to prevent those, meltdowns when they're not in their secure environment, right? Try to turn the other environment into their secure environment, I guess is the point of that.
Comfort them.
Comfort, yeah. Day trips, my favorite actually. Muskoka, Niagara region. This is in Ontario, of course. Toronto Islands. I don't think I've ever been there.
I haven't either.
No?
See?
We should go one time.
I know.
Provincial parks and beach towns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Budget overnight trips, camping cabins, motels with pools, Airbnb basement suites, because Airbnbs can be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And off-season resorts. You get some really good rates.
Awesome. I love all those ideas. Speaking of provincial parks, many parks now have accessible trails. They've got adaptive programs and wheelchair-friendly cabins, and they're way cheaper than resorts. Some even lend adaptive equipment for free. And if your child struggles with crowds or noise, nature can be incredibly calming. Off-season trips, financially, this can be a game changer, and it's not as busy. So beaches in September, when everybody's gone back to school, or in early spring, before they're finished school, can cost half the price. Plus, there's fewer crowds, which means less stress for children and you, less stress for children with autism or anxiety. And then there's also all-inclusive family camps. These are nonprofit camps designed specifically for families with differently abled children. So some of these include having nursing support there, accessible activities. So this can be life-changing because parents finally get the support instead of handling everything alone. And the siblings feel included too. So do look those up. And then, as I was saying, the Ontario parks, the accessibility information, it's usually available online, so check that as well before visiting for day trips or longer stays. They've got which parks have what accessibility, which most of them have now.
Wow.
I know.
Holy. I didn't even know that.
Isn't it nice? They've been doing a lot of proactive changes.
So let's talk about some of the travel tips for special needs families. Sensory preparation. Preparation's everything, right? Visual schedules help so much during travel. Showing pictures of the hotel, car ride, or activities beforehand can reduce anxiety. There was a few trips that I took. I went to the same place twice. So the first time I went was kind of like wandering around, not knowing what I want to do.
Yeah.
The second time, so lesson learned. So the second time I went on that hop-on, hop-off bus.
Yeah.
And there's someone on there that's telling you about all the different areas of the city. So as I was going around, we were discovering, hey, we want to go back and see this. And there was things we wanted to do for sure. So even before we left online, we prepared. And I know one in particular, we went to a museum, and it took us maybe 20 minutes to get in. When we left the museum, there was a big, long line, and we asked people, how long have you been waiting? And some were waiting for 4 hours.
So how did you get in so fast?
Because we pre-booked it. We paid for it in advance. It was cheaper.
Oh, my gosh. Worth it.
With special needs, that would be really tough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait 1 hour.
You have to go to the washroom after 15 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Then what?
Yeah. Visual scheduling and pre-planning is huge to me. So not only pre-planning, hey, let's talk about packing. Okay, packing smart. So you mentioned keep things that you're going to need really handy.
Yeah.
And know where they are.
Yes.
Even if you do pack your stuff, know where things are. I would say always overpack medications and comfort items. You don't know how often you're going to need something like diarrhea medication or...
Better to have it and not need it.
And bring familiar snacks if your child has food sensitivities. So you're not worried about, oh my God, if there's nuts or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Have whatever they're comfortable with. And noise-canceling headphones can be lifesavers. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take those next time I travel on a plane. Definitely,
Yeah, that would be huge, especially for kids.
Oh, game changer. We've got some ideas and suggestions for those rainy days, right? You're going to have rainy days. So the best indoor accessible places in Muskoka. Here's a few local suggestions.
Okay.
Wherever you live, search out places that will meet your needs. Got Muskoka Discovery Center, for example. Awesome place. It's an accessible building layout. They've got elevators, interactive exhibits, children's play activity zone, great rainy day option, right? It's a calm environment too.
Yes.
We've also got Muskoka Heritage Place, and this is a quieter attraction. It includes museum exhibits and indoor historical displays. So it's accessible facilities, easier pace for seniors or neurodivergent visitors, less overwhelming. So there's lots of these kinds of things. So check your area because there's got to be a lot of places that are just accommodating and works for you and your family.
And read the comments.
Yes, comments are really helpful, aren't they?
Either website, thing on social media where there's comments. Read a few of the comments because it might be a great place, but you might get a comment like, oh, we couldn't get a drink there. So you know to bring a drink.
That's right.
And there's a Deerhurst Resort, indoor treehouse play space.
Cool.
It's good for children who need indoor movement breaks.
Yeah, adults need one of those too.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
There's a separate toddler area for safety, controlled indoor environment. It's an easier weather-free option, right? These are all like really cool places.
See, and places you might not have heard of. See, all these staycations, right?
Staycation.
We do have a few places, and I'm sure you do where you live, that are especially good for sensory-sensitive families. So these tend to be quieter and less overwhelming. As we said, Muskoka Discovery Center, that's one. And it's true. It's nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Muskoka Heritage Place, same thing. Waterfront cafes, during the off hours especially. How about the scenic indoor restaurant views from many of our restaurants?
Beautiful.
Weekday mornings tend to be the calmest times, which kind of makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
So think of that ahead of time, too.
Bracebridge Falls has paved areas, so wheelchair accessible. Kirby's Beach has accessibility mats. That was new a few years ago, right?
Yeah, so cool.
So for those that don't know, it's a mat that runs from the grassy area right into the water, which, by the way, is very shallow for a long time.
And
so
sandy.
It's great for toddlers.
Yeah,
so you can wheel people right in through these mats. Thought that was pretty cool. I never heard of that before.
Way cool.
And many riverfront parks in Bracebridge are paved and easier for mobility devices.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job at that in the last few years,
Yeah.
making pathways through parks that didn't have a path before.
Yeah, accessible.
So another thing that we've learned is to keep your expectations flexible.
Oh, yeah.
So you have all these plans, you've pre-ordered things to save, whatever.
Yeah.
You still have to be flexible.
Yes.
Things are going to happen.
Things
right?
go sideways.
Yeah. So this one's hard for parents, though. It's harder for some, especially when you spent the money already.
Yeah.
But sometimes the perfect itinerary, it just falls apart, and you know what? That's okay.
That's totally okay.
Right?
Yeah.
A successful vacation might simply mean everyone just felt relaxed and safe. Please don't be shy. Ask for accommodations. Ask for help. Hotels often provide accessible rooms, refrigerators for medication, for insulins and things, quiet areas or early check-ins if you explain your needs. Maybe that's another time to be a little proactive, to make sure that those things are available to you.
Here's a single parent vacation hack. Traveling solo with kids can feel exhausting before you've even started your trip, especially when you're managing budgets, safety, meltdowns, luggage, or special needs alone. So these hacks can make vacations cheaper, easier, and less stressful. Plan easy, not perfect. So instead of 5 attractions in one day, long driving days, packed itineraries, try 1 main activity per day.
Yep.
Built-in rest time, flexible schedules.
I got to cut in here. So the built-in rest time for you dads out there, we know it's built in your DNA, or most of you.
Just to get there.
Yeah. I feel like if it's pre-planned, then you need to do it.
Yes.
Just for the mental health of everybody in the vehicle, including you, have to listen to, the grump. I just wanted to kind of throw that in because I remember as a kid, we had these planned stops, and then, you get on a roll. Oh, do you really need to stop? And we're like, no, and you keep going, and by the time you really stop, you're just so tired and hungry, and you got to pee really bad or whatever.
You're just crabby.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So make the journey part of the destination.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point. And for dads, just have that in your mind.
Yeah.
Just say, no matter what, we're stop.
So kids usually do remember the swimming part. They remember snacks. They remember laughing together. Remember hotel beds if you're in a hotel, and simple adventures. They don't remember expensive schedules, going to the, ritziest restaurants. Kids seriously do not care whether something costs money.
They really don't.
They really don't. If you can book your place with a kitchen, even a little kitchenette, that saves you huge money, right?
Oh,
From,
big
as you
time.
mentioned before.
Boil up a couple of hot dogs
Right.
or,
Done. Whenever
fruit
you want.
or whatever.
Coffee, tea.
Especially this day and age when everything's so expensive.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
If you're listening to us, thank you, by the way, for listening to us.
Yes, thank you.
And you're thinking, yeah, my family could never do this. Take that deep, calming breath and remind yourself, vacations don't need to be expensive or perfect to matter. A successful trip does not mean everyone behaved perfectly. Nothing went wrong. Expensive activities happened, and you have perfect social media posts. Nah.
No.
A successful trip means you made memories. Everyone felt safe. There were moments of joy and smiles.
Laughter.
That's enough.
Yes.
And that's the real vacation magic. So let's create some happy place memories for our kids. Those moments they'll think of when they're stressed or upset. When you go to your happy place, let's create some of those.
Yes.
As always, thank you for tuning in. Please connect with us at askmomstoday@gmail.com. And you can find us on YouTube, also on Hunters Bay Radio, 88.7 FM on the dial, or www.muskogaradio.com. And as always, we hope we've helped you feel empowered, heard, and supported. And please remember, moms, dads, kids, everybody, we know you're doing your best and you are not alone. So until next time, please take care of yourself and others when you can.
You've got this.